Why, hello there, YouTube. It's Michelle. Happy Monday morning. At the rate that I'm going, it'll be afternoon before I get this video up. I tell you, I've done 3 takes. And so this is number 4. Hopefully I won't be so long-winded. You get away out of the habit of videoing. And yeah, so want to share with you a dollar store book that I've altered for Junk Journal. It was in a beautiful hue of purple, and I just knew that I wanted to do something with a theme color. And so I went to Etsy and looked up purple digi downloads and found a beautiful collection from Daisy Collins. Daisy is Tsunami Rose, and she has her own website collection, but Daisy had an incredible sale. I forget if it was buy two get two or whatever it was. It was fabulous. So one of the collections was called New Beginnings, and all of the pages have different shades of purple in them, and so I just thought it would be so fun. So I got the collection, downloaded the collection, and all of the pages except for the front cover and back covers I tore using my on the edge ruler, and then I adhered the pages to Grape KoolAid dyed papers, and so you'll see that once we get on the inside. So on the front, this is not necessarily one of the covers that Daisy had indicated as a cover. You'll see the New Beginnings cover later on in the journal, but I just loved the florals on there. It's got some hydrangeas, just fabulous. I dyed, this was a it's 2 sewn in signatures. They've been sewn in with embroidery floss in purple. And to cover up the spine, I used 3 stash pieces of trim. This one here was normally a cream color, and it's that stretchy one you get from Tuesday Morning, and I love it because you can usually adhere it to the front and stretch it all the way to the back. And I dyed it in the purple Grape KoolAid combination, and it came out this fabulous color of pink, which would have been disappointing, except for look at how it matches the pink writing on the cover. So that was one of those mistakes that turned out to be fabulous. So then underneath, the next layer is a lavender piece of lace from my stash, and then this is the rosettes with the tulle, just to give it a little interest. I use one of those Tim Holtz, and I just call him a door knocker brad, but you know it's the brad that has a little hooky thing, and then I hooked on a dangling charm there for interest. Simple closure, just some organza, not organza, orchid colored satin ribbon, and it's pretty chunky. It's like 100 pages, and so if you squeeze it, this just comes off pretty easy peasy. Let's get on the inside. So again, all of the pages have been colored in the Grape KoolAid, and here's the inside cover. I always leave, when I take out the pages in the book, those very first couple of pages I like to keep because it makes the inside finished looking, and so I leave those and adhere them down so the inside is finished. Did a lot of distressing I pulled out my Tim Holtz tin with all of my mini distress ink pads in all of the shades of purple. So you name it, from I don't want to start naming them because I'll forget all the different colors, but on any page you've got any combination of the purples. So this first page here is the design collection. All of the ephemera is from Daisy's collection as well. Got some tuck spots here, but look, isn't that pretty? Just such a beautiful journaling page here. The little butterflies, I'll show you the pad that I cut those out of. This lady, a lot of you have this Victorian lady stamp. I've had her forever. As a matter of fact, when I first joined Junk Journal Junkies, you needed to do 6 tags. And what I did was I took her and stamped her and did her in 6 different ways. And so I just love the versatility of this stamp. And what I've done is I've cut butterflies out of some hydrangea paper and adhered those to the top of her head. So you got a little mixed media effect there going on. The front cover for some interest. Next, super cool, I've done a kind of Fauxdori here. I had one of those Tim Holtz stretchy band thingies. I don't know what they're called. And so I used my crocodile or the big bite and put in some holes and put in the elastic so that this calendar here actually comes out. So you can, you know, when you're journaling, you can put notes, but then you can also take it with you. And this was from the dollar store, 2017-2018 calendar. But of course, all the things are in purples, so it matched. First signature here, again, both, it's about 100 pages. One is definitely thicker. This I consider the inspiration section. A lot of stamping. It's got both scriptures as well as just fun creative notes. Just again, inspiration. A lot of fun fibers used. The doilies, this orchid colored doily came from, I'm sure Michael's had a section, and I have the doilies, the note cards, and some little paper baggies, and you'll see them used in the journal elsewhere. Again, the doilies were cut, these were stained with the purple as well, some stamping. So let's just flip through. This is a collection. This was actually the cover, front cover, and I just put it here. But you can see how I've used the on the edge die and have just torn the pages and then adhered them to the purple dyed pages here. Again, a lot of stamping, scriptures, flowers. I'll just do a quick flip through because this has been over 15 minutes every time I've done it. Some of the pages are adhered all the way down. Some are adhered just in 3 places, so they may tuck spots. But the collection is just fabulous. So again, that's Tsunami Rose, Daisy Collins, New Beginnings. So just continue to flip. There's Paula Lemon's corrugated lines. I treated myself to one of Paula's journals. I went online and bought one of her journals. I just love her work. Thanks, Paula. Love that. Believe in your dreams. So again, all shades of purple used throughout for stamping. I've even done some images that can be colored. Ann Taintor, love her. I've got 3 images of Ann Taintor's that I just love. This one is You Mess with the Kitty, You Feel the Claws. I think she's so funny. There's some hydrangeas that I cut out, fussy cut out. More of the collection. Note card from the $1.50 bin. Here's one of the paper baggies. And then this was an ephemera piece from the collection. On the inside here, I've got one of my folded side pockets. This is with this washi in here as well. A tuck spot. You can see the center where I've used the embroidery floss, and then here's some butterflies cut out of this hydrangea paper. And here's where I got the hydrangea paper from. It was some note cards. Aren't those lovely? And so the butterflies, I just cut them out of this so that way they'd match. But there's that. So those are some stickies. Lots of fun fibers just hanging throughout. These were for the Michael's $1.50 bin, I think. Loved them. They were in black and white, and so I used various shades of Distress ink and the dauber and just added color to them. This is a top pocket here. Again, more stamping. You can see when I did cook it in the oven, I put doilies on there so you get the doily pattern on the purple sheets. And this is a real pretty, it's a very light lavender color. Another image that can be colored, some journaling spots. Here's another one. That's Eve. There's a little apple. Miracles. Alrighty. So again, this I call the inspiration section. This is another top loading. It's one of those cards, note cards again. One of the Victorian lady stamps for coloring. Lines. A lot of the pages I left just plain because the paper just came out so cool. So stamping, etc. So this again, this was my inspiration section. Here's some of the ephemera from the collection. Lots of stamping, lots of journaling spots in here. So So this was the inspiration section, and then I went into the journaling section here, and this has just more space for journaling. Lots of fibers floating around. I got some index cards that also went in the Grape KoolAid bath. And fun fibers all over the place just for interest and just so it'll be fun. Ooh, here's another one of those cards. This one I actually kept it whole, flipped it out, did some of Paula Lemon's lines and some butterflies. Note cards. Here's a collection. I made a flip up, fussy cut a butterfly. This pulls out. So I've counted about 100 pages, both sides, double-sided. Some of the ephemera from the collection, some stamping. It's funny, when I stamped on this side, I stamped it upside down, so I did a little creative correction. I was like, oh, it's upside down. So I covered that up. What's this? Here's a pretty, I love this card. This is one of the pieces of the ephemera. And I backed it. This was an EVG freebie from Ephemera's Vintage Garden. It's the coffee stain paper, but it's in pink. So I used that. I was going to run it all the pages through the pink and the blue to get a purple, and I thought that was just way too much. So this is, again, all the journaling pages from the collection are in here. Beautiful, just gorgeous. Here's another one of the Taintor ladies. FYI, never LOL. Ah, love that. Some of the ephemera sticking out. I think I'm going to adhere that. It's adhered over here, but I think I'm going to put some glue down there so these don't fall over the place. Yeah, so anyway, fun collection. Beautiful to work with, especially if you're a purple lover. I thought this was fun. It's fun sometimes to have a theme. Typically, I do just the coffee stained. Isn't it funny how you can never get the ephemera back in its respective place when you're filming? Alrighty, here's this, a folded page, tuck spot, fibers, one of my folded centers. Here's an envelope, kind of dear to me. My mom sent me a card or a note in this, and it had little swans. So I used the envelope, adhered it down. So this is the only piece that makes it really a junk journal. Everything else I bought. This is the only piece of real leftovers. And there's some more of the butterflies hanging. Ephemera in the pockets there. More ephemera. And pages for pictures or journaling. Yeah, so you get the idea. So anyway, it was fun to do. Took forever. I didn't come up with a recipe for the pages. Almost all the pages were, done individually. Here's my last Taintor. Are you certain you want to interrupt my coffee break? That looks like me. Oh boy, don't walk in there when I'm trying to have my coffee. Here's the back page. You can see where I've taken the finished book pages and adhered them down and have created some tuck spots. Yeah, so there we have it. Back page. It's a piece of the collection. All Mod Podge now. Alrighty. So this one is chunky. Boy, oh boy. So I think I'm going to just keep the ribbon so that way if you add anything to it, it can expand. Unless I find a purple headband to put on it, something that has a little stretch to it. But there you have it. This is again Tsunami Rose's New Beginnings, and this is Michelle. And I hope you enjoyed the view. If you have any questions, leave them below, and I will respond. Thanks. Hey, have a great week. Happy Monday, and happy crafting to you. Bye-bye.